Contrary to popular belief, ISTJs are deeply emotional creatures. They're just super selective about who and what they choose to care about. They're practical, fact-driven deciders of things, and that makes them emotionally conservative. Here are 5 things that happen when an ISTJ falls for you. 1. They obsessively hunt for details about you. In the preliminary stages, ISTJs take comfort in amassing information. It makes them feel like we're in control of the situation. If they've started to fall for someone we know, it's usually at least in part due to the information they've organically come across. If you are a new stimulus in their existing environment, we will prioritize evaluating your behaviors from afar and craftily devise ways to interact with you directly, but probably for no longer than 5 minutes at a time. 2. They evaluate whether or not you fit with their long-established values. They have to be able to see themselves introducing you to their friends and family with as little awkwardness as possible, posing together in holiday photos that don't make other people scratch their heads, and interacting with you comfortably in public. The reason for this is their pragmatic loyalty and need for longevity. They're not here for short-term experiences or seasonal relationships. They just want the one person whose shenanigans they can tolerate, and whose company they prefer to their own. But you have to fit in with their well-established norms. Their lives are likely built on a few solid pillars of die-hard values and commitments, and they've probably long determined their vibe. They'll ask themselves if they're the kind of person who would be with a person like you. Too much incongruence between lifestyles or morality will render you disqualified and cause them to move on. 3. They decide to be in love with you. If our interest in you survives their intense internal analysis, they've probably already determined to marry you, should the opportunity present itself. Any other outcome wouldn't really be worth the effort. Like their other judging brethren, ISTJs are fiercely loyal. Deciding to be interested in you feels like a commitment to them, and may even mean that someone else got vetoed. So they basically have to believe that there is at least a 63% chance that this relationship will only end in death. Logic prevails over feelings of love with very few exceptions. 4. They hide their interest until they have a solid plan. Once an ISTJ decides to be in love with you, we will begin to endure the introverted agony of longing for a relationship without the awkwardness of transitions. This usually results in one of 2 possible outcomes. 1. If you catch them in a feisty mood, they will straight up tell you how they feel, if only to alleviate the chaos of secret infatuation. 2. Their procrastination kicks in, and they suffer the paralysis of analysis, while hoping that you pick up on their extremely subtle cues. Cues include intentional eye contact and initiating small talk. 5. They may be overly direct. Subtleties are not their strong suit. Given enough time, their own inability to function in the face of such pressing emotional ambiguity may cause regrettable effusions. In other words, they might come on strong with a passionate confession of their feelings for you, and it will probably seem out of the blue. If an ISTJ finds herself or himself at the mercy of your reaction, please be casual and direct. Either way, they'll pretend that the conversation never happened.